Welcome to the Recombo Office Racetrack. Today we are testing the new Scalextric App Race Control. Now, I'm Kat Dow, this is Rory Reid, and we are fairly nostalgic about this particular game, aren't we?
Well, I love Scalextrics. I mean, back in the day I used to play around with this for hours. What's the deal with this?
This is a bit fancier than the one we used to play with. Do you remember when we used to play, it was quite like...
Boring.
There is a word.
Yeah. There's a lot
That's maybe one of them.
There's a lot of driving around in circles until someone crashes.
Yeah, and you had to count the laps yourself, and it was pretty unstructured, right? But now we have some fancy new technology that's going to count it all for us.
Okay, cool. So we've got the app here. I'm guessing what you control the cars with the app.
No, you have a special control here that connects wirelessly to a mobile device or a tablet.
Okay.
You have your analog guns that we're used to. And within the app that you can download from iTunes or Google Play, you've got different features and functionality. So I think the easiest thing is probably for us to do a quick race and go straight into a Grand Prix.
Okay, cool. So on the screen now we've got driver number 1, that's you, driver number 2 is me. What are we seeing here?
So you can see we've got a number of laps. We're going to do 10 laps. You've got lap times, and you've got how much power you're actually using.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Which is pretty cool. So let's start the race.
Nice. You've got the red lights that count down.
Yeah, you
Lights out and away we go.
And go.
Okay, I'm racing. So on the screen, that shows your reaction time. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, and I'm ahead, which is excellent. You can also see the tyre degradation and the fuel consumption, which is part of the strategy of this one now.
Okay.
So you refuel.
You run out of gas. What, did the cars stop when you run out of petrol?
No, they don't stop, they keep going, but the app, as far as it's concerned, it needs you to stop in the pit lane, which is this part here.
Okay, so you stop your car in here and it refuels.
And then it'll refuel and it'll do a tyre change.
I'm with you. What's the point?
Well, it gives you a little bit more structure and it's more realistic racing. It's way closer to a normal Grand Prix, right?
Okay, so you're not just racing around aimlessly, you do have to stop.
Yes, you do, because there's only, well, in this particular mode, there's only 7 laps worth of fuel for a 10-lap race.
Okay, cool.
And if you don't stop and you just keep running and you puncture your tyres, and you'll get disqualified, so the app won't let you race anymore.
That's pretty cool. So I can imagine, like, if you got a really tight race between 2 people and you're kind of near the end, but you both need to pit. You enter the pit and it's who moves first, basically. Stop too long and you lose the race. Stop for not enough time, but you don't have enough fuel to finish.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, one of the downsides is that it doesn't matter how fast you go, you'll always lose the same amount of fuel per lap.
Right, so you can't go slowly and
No, and conserve at the moment. But it's better if I show you in other modes how that will work. So in endurance mode, it's going to matter more when you actually pit, because you're racing for 5 minutes or you're racing for 10 minutes, which is more like what we're used to.
Okay.
Yeah?
Nice. Like a Le Mans style?
Yeah, Le Mans 24 hour.
Okay. So what I like to do when I'm playing Scalextric is to basically change the layout of the track. You know, I don't want to stick to the traditional figure of 8. I want to make my own tracks, etc. How does it know what your track layout is?
So when you go into the different modes, you can select the track type. Now we are using the Arc 1 set, as I said earlier. And so you scroll to the Arc 1 set and that's the one you select. And you select the layout that you've got the components for.
Right, okay.
Now, you can buy the overtaken and crossing over the track parts. You can buy the barriers. Luckily, I've been able to retrofit my old Scalextric barriers to this one. But
so you can connect old parts to the track?
Some of them. You can use old cars and you can connect the barriers, but you can't use the old parts of track. Because this is over 20 years old, and
that's a bit
unfortunately, it's just the way of it. It may be that some of the newer models do allow you backwards.
Right.
Do allow backwards.
But you're super old school.
But I am super old school. And I mean, I'm sure that over the years, a lot of people have invested in an awful lot of Scalextric components.
Yeah, well, I guess the cars are probably the most cherished things. I think if you've collected like loads of cool cars over the years,
Totally.
you've got some rally cars, you've got some F1 cars over there. Easy,
Look.
power slides.
A little bit of a...
So you don't lose all your investment. That's pretty cool.
Let me show you some of the other things that you can do. Because talking about configuration, you can line this up the full length of your living room and do drag racing.
That sounds dangerous.
Sounds so much fun, all right?
How does that
fast
work?
can you do?
How does that work?
So you've got different e-heats, you've got a number of drivers, best of 5, best of 7, however many you want to do, and you've got the full length to...
So you just literally launch it, and it's whoever gets to the end of the track wins.
Yeah.
Nice.
And if there's more of you, it's not completely 2-player only.
Yeah, I was going to say, only 2 lanes. Like, you know, can you get a group of people around and have a little, you know, little session?
Can indeed. So you can select tournament mode, and you can add a number of drivers, and what you do there is the winner stays on. So whomever's fastest out of that particular race stays on, the next person comes along, and that's the tournament. So it doesn't just cater to 2 players.
Okay, nice, cool. All right, so I'm seeing other things like arcade and pursuit. They're actually grayed out in this version. What, are we missing something?
Nope. In the future, we're going to have Arc Pro and Arc Air, and in Arc Pro you'll be able to do arcade mode, you'll be able to do pursuit mode, which I guess is a little bit Need for Speed.
All right, so people can set off and then other people can chase them down.
Yeah.
If you catch them, you win. Okay, nice. I like the
It's
sound
quite
of that.
good fun.
I like that. I like that. All right.
And there's other things you'll be able to do. When you go into Grand Prix mode, you'll also be able to bring in yellow flags, curs, weather, incidents. So you'll actually be able to almost recreate your own Grand Prix.
So it all sounds pretty cool. It's a definite improvement on like the old school Scalextrics. How much is it, and is it worth it?
It retails out between £80 and £100, and on one hand that seems like an awful lot of money, given that, you know, it's not backward compatible, you still have to buy all the stuff. But on the other hand, as I said, this is over 20 years old, and we still get it out at Christmases, we still set it up. It's great value for money, even at £100.
Okay, cool.
So I think
and it's better than that stuff, so who knows, like 40 years worth of joy potentially.
Exactly, you still got the technology, which really, I mean, you've got to say this is more fun, right? The fact that we can actually race properly and it's not so aimless, as you said before.
Yeah,
although the old cars are so much faster.
Cool, so that is the Scalextric's Arc Race Control 1. Kat, thanks very much for taking me through it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe, hit like, and share our videos, and make sure you come back for more awesome car action. See you soon.
You're going to play now, right?
Yeah, let's have a race, let's have it. I'm not losing to no woman driver. Let's do this.
Woman driver, start qualifier. I'm going to beat you.
It hates vegans. No offense to vegans. I'm just saying that this is the kind of car that sticks 2 fingers up to everyone and says, you're gonna love me. And if you don't, well then suck my diff.